Live from Music City, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. My friends, my traders from around the world, literally around the world, how are each and every one of you doing on this beautifully fantastic Friday? Oh, weather's so good I had to be outside today. Repping RL all the way. Andy, what's going on? Bill, how are you? Brad, my friends. I'm in Murfreesboro, actually, right now, Brad. Not far from you. Brandon Mayfield, the legend. Oh, man. Brandon, I feel honored to even see your name here. How's it going, buddy? Bill says afternoon. Welcome, sir. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I'll turn the webcam off so if there's any kids here, no one gets afraid or scared. All right, let me minimize this. Let me minimize this. We have a lot of fun things to talk about today. I'm going to get the stocks we're looking at, give you about 16 seconds to get those pulled up approximately. Here we go. We got all kinds of things to look at today. Oh, man. All right. Well, here's what we got. We got Finance Friday. So you guys know the drill. We're going to be looking over the broader markets, SPY, yawn. There's not much to talk about. It's pretty slim out there today. So let's talk about it. SPY right now, this is today's candle. And really, I'm going to delete some of these drawings I have on here. Not much has transpired over the last 2 or 3 days. I'm going to take this one off. This one off. It's pretty much, it was just for me trying to determine what was going to happen today. That was it. And I was like, hey, if we don't go down, then I'm not trading anything bearish. Today was an inside range day. Now, you hear me use that term a lot, inside range. What that means, if it's an inside range or inside day, means today's open, high, and low and close are inside the high and the low of the previous day. What does that mean? It just simply means that we're resting. It means we're consolidating. It means there's a lot of other opportunities from here to go higher or lower. So we ended up on the week. We made a new all-time high just yesterday. And at this particular point in time, if the SPY retests this, previous all-time high, we probably will go up. Next target, 249.01, which is another 8 points higher, really by the end of the year. I don't think it's an if. I think it's just a when we hit that. And that's really all I got on the SPY. I don't have any trade setups on it. We got 6. Is that 6? 7. Oh, man, who failed kindergarten? 7 white candles in a row on the daily chart. Means every single day we have closed higher than we have opened. So at some point, looking for a bearish candle, more of a flag, more of a rest, and then once the SPY can go higher, something like this, then I'm in it to win it. Let's go bullish. Let's see what we can do from there. That, of course, is the S&P 500 ETF. Here's the Dow Jones DIA, ticker symbol DIA. Oh, look how cute. That is a perfect doji. That is so nice. It's an inside candle. Man, this is going to be interesting. Remember, just keep in mind, markets are closed on Monday. So over the holiday weekend, there's a lot of people get afraid about holiday weekends. I'm not one of them. But I do say you have caution, tread with caution, in the sense of if you have an option or something expiring and you don't have that long of a time left on it, it's oftentimes a good idea to maybe close that before the holiday weekend if you're profitable. And again, if there's not a lot of time left. But really, I mean, I could bracket trade this setup on the Dow ETF. It's going to be hard to figure out how we're going to open because I do think we're going to gap. So I'm not going to make an official trade like, hey, get into this option at this exact price because there's a lot of time, a lot of things that can change between now and then. But if we open right here, which is just flat, if we open flat on Tuesday, I mean, really up or down, I don't think I'll trade the bearish move. But I wouldn't be afraid to trade the bullish move, either non-directionally with a credit spread or owning shares, doing covered call, something like that. Big morning star reversal down here. Again, this is a perfect doji. Dojis can break in any direction. We'll see what happens. That's all I got on the Dow. Here's the IWM, and the IWM, flat as a Texas pancake. We're not really doing that much. We got an iron condor. Bull put spread, bear call spread. That's really it on the IWM. When something is this sideways, this is the perfect strategy. There is nothing happening right now on the IWM. And, of course, the NASDAQ ETF, the QQQs, did not make a higher high today. So all the entire ETFs made an inside day candle, which is usually when I do lose. So I did lose some money today. Day trading, but that happens from time to time. Usually those inside day ranges is often when that occurs. And in this particular situation, you know, looking at it, keep an eye on it, watching it, trying to determine what happens. But really, I mean, are we going to go higher? Probably. Why not? I don't see why not. Covered call. Some traders might have this 142 covered call for June. I still think that one's timed correctly. We'll probably do something like this eventually and then rotate down and then expire it's worthless, but we'll see. If you do get called away at 142, then you can always just wait for a little bit of a dip and sell higher. But at some point, ladies and gentlemen, and I do think it's around the corner. Maybe it's this August, September, October, but at some point, we've got to get some selling in the market. It can't go like this forever. Just can't. How big is it going to be? Hopefully 10%. That would be healthy, and then we can ride this bull again. That's fine. If it's less than that, it's just going to keep setting up for some higher highs and higher highs and higher highs. And right when everyone starts jumping on that bandwagon, right when you start getting that phone call from that high school buddy you haven't talked to in 3 years asking to trade the stock market with them, that's when you'll know. But until then, sell into strength, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid of the bullish trade, but if you got some bullish trades and you see your stock is just screaming and screaming and screaming, look to protect yourself, protective puts, collars, lock in some profits, that kind of thing. I'm interested to see what happens. We're looking at the finance sector today, but before we hop into that, any questions, concerns, thoughts, or oppositional viewpoints, my good friends? See if you guys are saying anything over there. Nope, you're good. Any big weekend plans? Long weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Markets close on Monday, so just keep that in mind. I will not be here Monday, nor will the market, nor should you. So the United States market, I should say, is closed on Monday. All righty. Cool. Well, let's keep rocking then. Here's the FAS. This is the ETF, the 3X ETF that tracks the financial sector. We're trading very sideways. We did bounce. I know there's a lot of people, if we look at a weekly chart, and I've said this before, there's a lot of analysts saying, oh, the winter is coming. The hibernation is upon us. There's your head and shoulders on the FAS, and we're going to break the neckline, and we're going to go to zero. You got a lot of those analysts out there. I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but I will say it's highly unlikely. And if it does happen, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I think we got a few months before we get any massive sell-off. But one candle can change everything, including your life. Right? One candle. If we get next week, this giant bearish candle like that, all right, cool. Let's ride this train. But I just don't think it's going to happen. There's no catalyst out there yet. People aren't euphoric yet. They're getting there. Valuations are still fair for a lot of stocks. So anyway, that's the FAS. Here's your long-term moving averages, and we're just sitting right on top, just beautifully, pleasantly placed, slightly and perfectly on top of the 100 simple moving average, which is $44.43. Got a little bit of an evening star reversal pattern. Nice little doji on Thursday. This is, for all intents and purposes, an evening star reversal pattern. So if FAS does break below here, you know, it could roll back down, but it looks like we're kind of getting some type of channel. And that's about it. I don't have any trade set up on the FAS. Let's just put Goldman Sachs on after this, because a lot of traders are looking at Goldman Sachs. It's obviously a finance stock. Goldman Sachs, Angela. Let me see if Angela's in the building. Angela, let me see if you are here. Where is everybody? There you are. Angela. Nope, she's not here right now. So Angela was, I think she said she had a call option on Goldman Sachs expiring next Friday. And I believe that was right around, if I zoom into the 15-minute chart, I can tell you almost exactly when that was. 15-minute chart, that was right around here. And so she asked me if she should sell because she has next Friday's expiration. And my advice was, with the holiday weekend coming up and only next Friday's expiration, if I was profitable, I would lock those gains in going into the holidays. Just because, again, that expires in a week. So, yeah, Goldman Sachs, I don't know if she did that or not, but we had a really good weekly options newsletter set up on that trade. You guys might remember that. We didn't get triggered into it, but there were a few traders, and there are still some traders. Matter of fact, I should probably put that on the list. Let's just do 526. There are a few traders who have bull put spreads below the 200 SMA. Okay, so we'll just keep an eye on that. So, you know, some of the traders, depending on who they are, various strikes, various expirations. This 210, 208, 207.50. So we'll just keep that on the list. We'll just kind of watch it. I like the bounce. Most financials look relatively similar. If you're looking at trading a financial, probably the easier one to trade is one that hasn't done anything yet. That's similar to all the other financials, meaning look for a financial that's doing something a little different than all the rest, which we might look at a few of those today. We'll see. We got a lot of things to look at. But yeah, that's pretty much Goldman Sachs. Even if you're not in the bull put spread yet, there is some premium still there, and you're welcome to consider it, especially if the stock pulls back a little bit more and has an opportunity to buy lower. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, on Goldman Sachs? All righty. Sweetness. Next on the list is Costco. So Costco gave me the award for losing 0.89R on a trade that I just wasn't quite confident on. Brandon says, thanks for the idea. Dude, my pleasure. That is why I'm here, man, to make you great. Costco, beautiful gap. It was a retest gap, and I just got a little impatient on this one, I think. Yeah, I think I got a little impatient on it. I would have lost regardless, but I would have lost maybe half an R rather than 0.8R. Bought a call option expiring this Friday right here, and I liked the pullback and everything, but I think I just went with a different strike. I probably paid a little bit too much for it. Either way, regardless, doesn't matter. Lost a little bit on Costco on a bullish day trade, looking for an option. So at this particular price on Costco, COST, here's what I'm expecting next. So the last time we looked at Costco, which was after that special dividend, I mentioned it would likely probably sell off and bounce off of that support. Look at this beautiful candle that kind of gave you the, hey, I think we might bounce. It was it right here. There was your new white soldier. Neil says, sold a Costco put yesterday, 165 regular June. All right. There we go. So good job, Neil. Your name will come up more than once today. You had a lot of put sales expiring worthless today. Congrats. So 165, I'll put you on the board, but that one will just slowly evaporate and go to options heaven. All right, June Niels. All righty. Noted. Thank you, sir. So let's just keep in mind this is a nice retest gap, white candle gapping up. So notice where we opened. And Brandon, this might be another spread opportunity. Just depends on how good it bounces. Exponential moving averages look good. You know, we're all obviously above them. Really key resistance level right here. Key resistance. So I'm expecting it to trade lower, possibly bounce up, and then on some type of pullback, I'll look to get into 177.94. Ladies and gentlemen, almost the exact same rotation as right here is what I'm expecting. So break through that level, some kind of rotation, and then buying the bounce opportunity. Will that happen or will it work? That part, unfortunately, I do not know yet. But I can say that's what I'm planning. Here's your long-term moving averages on Costco. Again, they had pretty good earnings, new special dividend, bounced right off the 100 simple moving average. Really, really good bounce. So Niels, I love that put sale, man. Well done. Next, oh man, I'm slow. I got a lot less. Marvel, MRVL. Here's the 5-minute chart, and Marvel, oh man. Marvel would have been a pretty decent bullish retest gap. We played this one today, or we at least drew some analysis on it. The analysis I drew was getting in here and then setting the stop down here, and then I eventually moved up the stop to here, got stopped out for break even, and then it would have ran like the very next candle. That's brutal. I don't actually know of anyone who got into that trade, though, so that's the good news. I mean, I'm sure there's someone might have done that, but the bottom line of the story is, if you did happen to, I'm sorry, I've been there, but I don't know of anyone that happened to. Marvel Technology Group, you have also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white candles in a row. Check out that volume. That volume dough. Here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart looks good. Ooh, okay. Okay. Show me what you're working with. Heavy machinery. Here is the support resistance on Marvel. I like it. So you can all kind of guess probably what I'm planning on Marvel here. It doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure it out. That's my George Bush impression. It's not very good. I like this resistance. Rocket surgery. Looking for a pullback. Let's put this on the docket for Tuesday. Something like that. Limit buy. Yeah, we could definitely lose less than R on that. I might even squeak it up to right here. Is that going to fill? Probably not. Zane says, I liked it. You liked my Bush impression? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right. Open this. Give me a second. So I'm putting this on the list for Tuesday. Marvel. All right, let's rock on. VEEV. So my brother JJ, aka Justin Jeffries, wanted to look at this trade. And here's the weekly chart. We also had this on our list for a day trade. This is a pretty new healthcare stock. For the most part, you had a big resistance here at 48.72. It made a new all-time high today. It had a really good gap. It's a strong trend. My only question is going to be, is it extended? Which is like a Family Feud question. Is it extended? The answer is a little. Yeah, it's a little extended. Are you in on anything, Justin? A lot of white candles on the weekly. The daily we're screaming a lot of volume today. Here's the hourly chart. I'll put it to this way. If I were going to play VEV, I'm going to wait a little bit, wait for some kind of a little bit more of a drastic pullback. Let's throw that on the list for Wednesday and take it from there. I like it. NTNX. Nutanix. This is an interesting gap on NTNX. He says, as he strokes his beard. That is an interesting gap. Nutanix. What's the news? Any kind of news? Cloud computing. I have no idea what the cloud is. I don't think anyone knows what the cloud actually is. Nutanix jumps on earnings report as earnless applaud result. I saw a thing on Twitter today where it said the cost of storing 1 gigabyte of data in 1960, I believe, was $435,000. 1980 was a few thousand. 1990 was a few hundred. Early 2000 you could do for about $10 or so. And now they'll give you 15 gigs for free. So cloud computing and storage is definitely a rapidly changing sector in the last 30 years or so. Yeah, 15 gigs for free. So like that doesn't even hurt people now. Like, whatever. We'll give you 16. Johnny, do I have a deal for you? If you buy 15 gigs right now, actually you have to buy them all. They're free. I'll give them to you. I'll just subscribe you for $35 for gigs from then on for the rest of your life. What do you think? Sold. I'll sell you 50. That should be a new sales pitch. I'm going to sell these to you for free. Oh, man. Just because I like you so much. If you guys see my Facebook ad from here, that's what it's going to be. Just because I like you so much. All my stuff is free. Sorry, I'm laughing. I like this gap. I do. I don't even think we have. There's the 100, though. Ooh, okay, so that's going to be a concern. I was hoping that wasn't there. Could we nail down that entry a little bit more, tighten it up? Maybe. Maybe. It's not bad. Challenge is risk reward. It's about a 1-to-1. Let's put this on the list for Tuesday also. Tuesday is always a good day for swing trades. Plus, we got a few swing trades to look at today anyway. Here's Etsy, ETSY. And Etsy, I think my buddy Cristobal up in New York was looking at playing Etsy bullish. And Adam, who do you think would buy out Etsy in the next 4 years? I think they're a buyout candidate. Good program, good company, pretty loyal members. Capitalism 101, man. Entrepreneur, don't have to leave your house, sell a product, don't even need a website. Here's my handcrafted goods. Getting bought out by Amazon? Yeah. Perfect acquisition. Amazon, I was thinking maybe Walmart. Yeah. Walmart bought JD? Oh, okay, man. And Walmart just bought Jet.com, the Amazon competitor. It's good for Walmart.
They're smart.
Oh, they got all that money. Maybe Apple would buy out Etsy. That's a joke. Apple has just so much money. They can buy whoever they want. Cristobal, I like the setup on Etsy. So pretty much what you were looking at is this gap up, pull into old resistance, new support buying opportunity. I can dig that on Etsy. Longer term, I think they're a buyout candidate. I do have to say I haven't heard anything. It's not a rumor. It's just pure speculation. No clue if they're going to get bought out, but it makes sense. It's an easy acquisition. And I think with good marketing, if they market it to, hey, you can get rich on Etsy from your house, just create something and sell it, I think they could just start having a good target audience, good target market. Crafty people, people who are creative. I'm not their target demographic. You give me a stick and a rock and that's it. I don't know how else to make a fire. But I also would think about petting, selling it as a pet rock. That's a genius idea. Pet rock. That guy made $13 million in 1998 selling pet rocks. Good for him. I never bought one. But anyway, type in a 1 if you ever bought the pet rock. You can be honest. I'm not going to make fun of you. This is a judgment-free zone. Zane says, a stick and a rock is all the entertainment I needed as a kid. That's all we got, man. That's all we got, late 80s, early 90s. We got sticks and ropes. So no one here bought a pet rock. Okay. All right. I'll believe you. I'll believe you. Brad says we had dirt. You were too poor to even afford rocks and sticks, huh, Brad? I hear you, dude. I hear you. We had a fidget spinner when I was a kid, too. It was called a tree. Ron says you couldn't afford dirt. Get out of here, Ron. Oh, man. Dirt poor. It's a good expression. Let's go look at PBYI. Good times. PBYI, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Brad, good job. Rob, good job. Fred, good job. Brandon, good job. Troy, good job. Everyone who sold options on Puma Biotechnology, 400% implied volatility, up to 700% implied volatility. Some massive moves, good volume. If you're looking at buying this dip, awesome. I'm not personally, but this is how I would look to play it if you want to. Did it feel good, Brad, to see that option evaporate? I know we were on the edge of our seats a little bit. But it was one of those things where, I mean, after this day, on the 22nd, it just made it more likely that that option trade would work. I should have done it. Because when it was at 66, you could have sold an option $40 away for a buck. It's kind of crazy. $300, I feel like. Anyway. High fives all around. That's all I got to look on that one. SPWH. SPWH, we had this swing trade open. We canceled it because it did not fill. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. Next on the list is ticker symbol NEM. NEM, I'm just looking at this for one trader and one trader only. You got one shot. Gene Jennings. If there's anyone else in Newmont, let me know. Otherwise, I think it's just Gene. He is in a bull put spread, 31.29 for June. And also GDX, he's in a bull put spread on GDX also. GDX 21.19. That's it. So far, Gene, they're looking good, man. High five. I got NEM on here twice. Okay, FireEye. There are some traders in FireEye. Adam, do you ever pick up FireEye? Adam says no. Fundamentals are terrible, he says. Bad, not terrible. He didn't say terrible. Bad. Here's the weekly chart. That's your contribution? Yeah. They're above the 50 on the weekly chart. Big move. A wave 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe wave 5. I know Bill and a few other people are in FireEye. I don't know if it's actually going to bounce. I know Cristobal is also in FireEye. Here's all I got to say about FireEye. It struggled, like me in the gym, for a long time. It just can't go higher. It struggles and struggles and struggles to go higher. I mean, if we ever, I think your stop, Cristobal, is at 14.20. Or maybe it's a little bit closer than that. But, I mean, if we break the 20 or if we close below 14.20, I just think that FireEye is just going to keep doing what it's been doing. This is waiting for a buyout. It makes sense. No, I got you. That'd be a good question. Who would buy them out? That would be a good question. I like how they're above the 50. At some point, I would think they'd move higher. You're above the long-term moving averages. You got some good retests. Yeah, folks. It's going to be all about that 20. That 20 in this candle, if we don't start moving higher from here, I don't think FireEye does it anytime soon. I think we're just going to kind of keep trading sideways. And if that doesn't happen, what I'll do on Tuesday, Bill, is we will throw up a covered call and then go from there. Lower that dollar cost average a little bit. All right, here's VRX, Valiant Pharmaceuticals. And the $11 July put has filled for 38 cents. This is not an official trade, meaning I'm not tracking it, but I may or may not be in this one. And by may not, that's not the case. 13.14 July. It's not that expensive. I think VRX is going to go to 0 at some point. Here's the weekly charts. You got this really, really rock solid support resistance, and we just hit that support and resistance, and we're rolling over a little bit. Also, tweezer top on a weekly chart. Hashtag bonus. Now, granted, it's not a perfect tweezer by any means. Well, I mean, theoretically, it is a perfect tweezer. Both the highs are the exact same. What I meant by is it's not a very strong one. This is a pretty puny candle. So let's see if it can break lower, but I'm not bullish on VRX. Next is Trivago, TRVG, Trivago. And Trivago on the daily chart, inside day candle. We missed getting triggered in yesterday by 2 Abraham Lincolns of the copper descent. Here's your exponential moving averages. I think I'm comfortable leaving this trade open until Tuesday. All looks okay. Are we going to get triggered in? Probably not. If we don't get triggered in by Tuesday, I will reanalyze it at that point in time. MCK. So MCK and BX are pretty similar to me. I don't think they're the same. They're the same sector. Let me just go check really quick. Drug retailer and investment management. They're not. They just have really similar looks. I'll make this trade official at some point on MCK. I just don't think we're gonna fill. Let's look at it on Wednesday. And again, just as a reminder, markets close on Monday, so it's not that far away. I'm gonna look at BX and MCK, and I might make both of them official, and then leave them open for a week or two, and then see if I'm gonna cancel one. OKE, ONIC. This is an oil gas company. So we talked about oil looking a little bit weaker on Wednesday, and OPEC yesterday did come out that they're cutting supply, but not fast enough, long enough, or as good enough as some of the people wanted. So energy sold off a little bit. OKE, here's your weekly chart. And Mark was in some calls. You got a little bit of a double bottom right here. So here's the double bottom. We did close with the neckline, and we are retesting that today. So my humble thought is if we break below that low on OKE, it's going to look a little bit more bearish than bullish. It's going to look a little bit more bearish than bullish. If it starts bouncing, right on, looks good. Let me put Chevron right next to OKE. I figure like they're just right there. Might as well knock them out. Chevron, and then BX, we put it right here. So if I looked at BX, take that off the list. Okay, and Chevron, ticker symbol CVX. Chevron daily chart. Mark had himself a 104-102 bull put spread expiring today. Mark, high five, my good friend, for a profitable bull put. Even if you didn't hold all the way to expiration, it did expire worthless. Or you could have bought it back for, I'm sure, less than you sold it for. Congrats, my man. Well done. Yeah, that's everyone in Chevron to my knowledge. All right, so my buddy Billy, or not Billy, Willie, wanted to look at Mr. Willie Love. Want to look at some cryptocurrencies. Yeah, Finance Friday, why not? Litecoin, hanging out. I snagged some Litecoin on this double bottom. This has been a really fun channel to play right here for the last few months. I've got, and again, still speculative positions, but I'm starting to go a little bit heavier when I do this now. I'm getting the hang of it. Here's your hourly chart, and there's a lot of volatility here, but here's the hourly time frame. You can see this channel. So here's the channel on Litecoin, and I mean, really, it's been pretty disciplined. Something to that extent right there. So in my personal opinion, Willie, I think it's a buy right now. 26. So I'm already in. I'm in down here at this level. So if we bounce from here, cool. If we don't, I guess that's also fine. I'll hold until it does bounce. But I think it's a buy low, sell high. I mean, I've made 20% on this a few times. So here was 20%. There was 20%. Trying to do it again. These things are volatile, unlike any stock I've ever traded. And granted, they're still speculative, but it's a trade, not an investment, as a good friend of mine said. Here's your weekly chart, and I like this pennant pattern on the weekly. so talking about Bitcoin, are cryptocurrencies in a bubble right now? The answer is yes, for sure. I don't mind saying that, right? So here's your candles. Look at that, guys. This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gone from, it's increased 1,000% in a year and 3 months. Now there are some stocks that have done that. Not many, but there are some. This is definitely bubble territory. There's zero question. What's the bubble going to look like when it pops? I mean, honestly, probably something like this, and then it'll be a buying opportunity again. So the bubble on Bitcoin has popped numerous times before. Here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one. So when I say bubble popped, everyone got euphoric, they bought, and then it sold off. My counterintuitive viewpoint is if Bitcoin sells off, which it might at some point.
Look at that.
It'll sell off at some point, agreed. I think people will put some money into Litecoin as as money starts changing hands. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. So we'll see. We'll see. It's just a matter of time, honestly, before it starts pulling back. So
Doubled in May, right?
it's doubled in May, yeah.
Like doubled in May.
May has gone from
What happened in May to make it double?
May has gone
No fundamentals.
no fundamentals. Yeah, it's just amazing. Nice high wave candle. Yeah, we're gonna start consolidating up here. Worst case scenario, we're gonna start trading sideways. This is worst case up here. We're gonna hang out like this. All bubbles pop with something like this. So if we do go lower, or if we go really low, we're gonna go lower first, and then higher again, and then lower again. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, folks. But I would say if you're planning on buying Bitcoin, right now is not the time. 100%. I'm on board with that. Wait a little bit. You can get it cheaper. All right, here's Wynn Resorts and Hotels, ticker symbol WYNN. Niels, congratulations on your put sale, my friends. My buddy Dave was asking about a bull put spread. Dave, I did look in some spreads for June. There's a little bit of money down here. There's also some money for July. Brandon, if you want to do longer term stuff. Here's your long-term moving averages on Wynn on a weekly chart. And so really 131.31 is still my target. I think we go higher, and I have no idea if this ever occurs right here. But I would love it if it does. That would be awesome. It'd be a really, really good buying opportunity. So if you do have a spread, just keep it placed, keep an eye out to possibly exit that spread if you've received most of your profits at that 131.31. That's really it on Wynn. That's all I know who's in. Next, we have PayPal. PayPal, I use them. I like them. I know how they make money. I wanted to get in on this breakout right here. Just didn't really have the liquidity. We made a new all-time high today. PayPal looks good. Charles, if you still are in your PayPal, looks good. I know you probably, or you mentioned you want to have a little bit of a looser stop. Stop around 48.68 makes sense. Have I done any targets on PayPal? That's a good question. I definitely could. I don't think I have. Let me figure this out. I think that would be the fib I would use. Oh boy. Weird that we stopped right there this week at the 1618. I really did not know that that would be the price. Interesting. Can we break above that? Sure. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. Let me take that off right now. All right. I'm just going to say fib levels. Fib levels for PayPal. Just some future targets, zones, and plans. That's really all. PayPal. PayPal might buy Etsy. That'd be a good own. That'd be a good partnership, I think, for them. They, make PayPal the primary service of purchase through there, make it a little bit easier. Yada yada. Okay, PayPal, make it public. Okay. So no trade set up at this exact moment in time on PayPal. If you're already in, great. We've had a few trade setups on it before. We just missed most of them. They already kept running. So, yep, that's what I got on PayPal. Next is Intel, ticker symbol INTC. And there are more than one real-life trader in Intel. Niels was the only one with a $36 put sale expiring this Friday, and that expired worthless. So, my brother, congrats once again. You have found your niche. Here's the weekly chart on Intel, and I gotta say, that is a pretty good looking weekly candle on Intel. If only I was intelligent enough to know where it would go from here. Nice high wave candle. I like the fact that we closed above it. Here's your long-term moving averages on a weekly chart, and we're pretty far below them. There's no real money for spreads or anything below here. It just looks good. I don't have a trade set up, but anyway, that's Intel. Seagate Technology. Speaking of put sales, we got Niels again. $39 put sale. Another one. Another one bites the dust. Bow, bow, bow. Brad's in one for the 41 for next week, my brother. That still looks good. Seagate, it is very sideways right now. Weekly chart still looks a little interesting. I don't know what to do about this weekly chart yet, but I like this double top. I like the close below it. That's really it. Neil says, I tried to sell the Seagate 4050 June put, but it did not trigger. All right. No worries. Just let me know when it does, and I'll throw you on the board. Ticker symbol M for Macy's. So Macy's, you might remember we were talking about this yesterday, and I wanted this to be an inside day candle. Well, that did not happen. So I will lower this trigger to right here, which is 2306. Here's the exponential moving averages, and let's give Macy another day or two. We'll look at it some next week on Tuesday, and just go from there. Momo, man, that was a brutal one on Momo. So Momo, yep, I should have just bought it blind off of the 50. That's what I should have done. We'd already be up about an R, and we could increase the stop so we'd lose less than an R. So, hey, if someone else used that analysis, fantastic. That's why I'm here. I'm just here to give my perspective on the charts. Sometimes I don't trade stuff. Sometimes you guys trade stuff. As long as we enrich lives together, that's the mission of real life trading. So this was a great bounce off the 50 on ticker symbol MOMO. If I were in that trade, I would take the stop up and just put it right there. Why not? Really good risk mitigation. But I'm not. We'll keep an eye on it from here. I'm sure Bob will do a put sale on it again. Trend looks good, Bob. Keep it up, man. Do your thing. Rock it out. Now, Tesla. This was my only winning day trade of the day. Was Tesla. I made 2 R's on Tesla. Loss on Costco. Loss on GameStop. And also lost on GWW. So loss on 3 trades, 1 on 1 of them. So I traded like a one-legged penguin trying to ice skate with a cinder block, and just didn't work out that well. Good volume. Here's your weekly chart. I love, 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 love this 10 EMA. This is another stock for a no-brainer, bullish, credit spread, put sale approach. It's just all about having the right location. So Matt, your put sale expired worthless. Matt's about to go on a Alaskan cruise, and so he locked in most of his swing trades today, and he locked in 12.5 Rs for the month of May. So awesome job. Shout outs to Matt DeLong. Zane says, what was he swinging? Well, he had the put sale on Tesla. Yeah, he has very good swings. I don't forget all. I don't remember all of them. You can ask him. It's a long list. It's a long list, but his put sale expired perfect. Looks great. Tesla's going to go higher. We got the wager on it. It's going to keep going. Shopify, SHOP, nothing. Matt has a $80 put sale for June. So nothing happened on Shopify yet, but I know my friend Robert has played Shopify once or twice and is looking at a setup with a break out or down from that little stair step pattern. So that's Shopify. I'm mostly just looking at it for Matt. TLT is on the list. TLT. It's Treasury bonds. TLT. Boy, oh boy. Bonds. You want someone just to go right to bed. If you have sleep problems like I do and can't go to sleep, just let's talk Treasury bonds for a little bit. Let's discuss 20-year Treasury bond interest rates, shall we? Zane says bonds are the anti-cryptocurrency. Yeah, if there was anything exactly opposite of cryptocurrency, it would be bonds. Nothing more stable and boring than bonds. It looks more bullish to neutral to me. I'm thinking long-term credit spread or iron condor, put sales, longer-term calls, maybe owning some shares and doing covered calls. This is the daily chart. This is the weekly. I mean, we're in between both the 100 and the 200 on the weekly. We are above the 100 on the monthly. I think if you can find a premium, Condor, probably the way to go. Or bull put spread or something. I think bonds are going to get boring, even more boring for the next few months. Now, U.S. Steel trying to make me go bankrupt, but that's fine. U.S. Steel breaking lower. We talked about it in depth yesterday and really did exactly what we talked about yesterday. So I bought some protection on U.S. Steel. Stop some bleeding a little bit. If U.S. Steel keeps going lower, that's fine. Here's the weekly chart. And the weekly chart, you got a very interesting candle. Nice high wave candle on U.S. Steel. If it can close above this candle at some point, that'll be a little bit bullish. But really with my protective put, you got a bunch of bearish candles, but not a lot. If we keep going lower, I'll eventually sell the protective put, bring in more cash, and maybe try to dollar cost average a little bit on U.S. Steel and just see where it goes from here. As I mentioned, I think worst case scenario, which is looking like that's what's going to happen, is probably going to be a replica of what happened in early 2015, where you chop around forever. So let's see if we can play some ins and outs, make some money accumulatively on U.S. Steel with some option plays and kind of take it from there. But yeah, U.S. Steel, a big retracement from here. Next on the list is YNDX. This is a swing trade. Oops, give me 1 second. We got stopped out of the swing trade today for a 1R loss. But that's okay. I wrote in that if it was going to happen, it would probably happen quickly. Happen in 4 days. What you going to do? Stopped out of YNDX. So again, we have Trivago and the trade desk. We still have the trade desk. This is still a live swing trade. Set it up yesterday, 50.01 by 46.01. So Trivago and the trade desk. If the market does gap down on Monday, maybe those two gap down, we get a good limit buy, and then maybe the market trades a little bit higher. We do have 2 other swing trades that we are still in, aka ticker symbol W. It doesn't look horrible today. It looks a lot better than it did. So I can't be too upset with it. We're up about half an hour. I mean, it looks good. The weekly chart looks good. I just hope that 10 EMA can prop up W a little bit more. I do know Wayfair still has a lot of short interest. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My analysis says I'll move my stop once W interacts with a 10 on the daily. So until it does that, I'm just going to leave it alone. All right, that's Wayfair. And we have CARA, which I will be exiting next week for likely a very small gain. Probably a very minute, very teensy-weensy profit next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. If you want to hold it longer, you can. But this is one of those bill-paying swing trades. I got bills. They come every month, man, for some reason. These electricity bills, the water bill. I don't know. What other bills are out there? That's it. That's all I got. Just those two. Anyway, I like this candle. It looks good. Hopefully it bounces. Phone bill. There we go. Sprint. It's more than my Sprint, the equivalent of 9 house payments. All right, cool. That's pretty much it. Anything else you guys want to talk about while we're here? Any stocks you want me to throw in here really quick? We just knock them out, talk about them, any other kind of swings? Any other option expirations that you had? I had none today. I have a June week 2 on SSYS. So June week 2. Richard says BBY. So Best Buy, Richard, good call. You asked about this one yesterday. You said, is it going to pull back? And I said, yes. Yes, it will. All-time high breakout on Best Buy yesterday. Never been higher. Big, big, big gap. It's moved very far quietly. So a big bounce from $30, let's say, to $60. So Best Buy has increased 100% return in a year and a half. It's a pretty big deal. Good old buy low, sell high. So what we're going to do on Best Buy is we are keeping track of this. We're just going to watch for something like this to occur. Some type of pullback and some type of buying opportunity. So this is one that sometimes can pay good bull put spread premium. We'll watch for that at some point. Good put sell premium, good shares, good options, all that. So Best Buy, yeah, we'll definitely be tracking that one pretty often. Zane says SMH. What is SMH? Semiconductor ETF. Yeah, so semiconductors is going wild. NVIDIA is leading the way with semiconductors right now. SMH, I mean, it's such a strong sector. Gosh, it's just so hard buying the vast majority of semiconductors right now. My thought is, if it pulls back to 80, buy the dip. Trend is unequivocal. We got the trend. We know it. Look to buy the dip. Amazon. So Amazon got so close today. Amazon is an inside day candle. It has not hit $1,000 per share. The race is still on. We got to 998.65. Yesterday it got to 999 exactly. Google did make a new all-time high today, and it got to 996.39. So who's going to hit it first, Amazon or Google? Looks like it's going to be Amazon, but boy, oh boy, this is like the Belmont Stakes of stock market. Who's going to get there first? Oh, Jill. Jill wants to pour salt in my wound. Okay, we can go there, Jill. That's fine. That's cool. Rig. Ray says he has a $9 August put sale, or $10. I'm sorry. So Rig. I mean, man, the question is, when's this going to bounce? Guys, seriously, the fact that it took out this candle and this support and the 200 simple moving average, I would say make sure you at least have some kind of protection at these levels. Because if rig breaks 763, it is going lower. And based on this kind of pattern, it looks like it's going to go lower. It should,
All the deep water
yeah.
destroyed.
All the deep water drilling is getting really hurt right now. These two candles should not have gotten taken out. Those are big, big deals. So we can go lower with energies. It is possible. And rig was one that I liked the most for a long time. And I did a lot of put sales on rig. And since my last one expired worthless, which was, I think, May or April, I haven't done another one since because it was just, I don't see the bullishness. Ever since we broke below this 100, I never wanted that to happen. Break below that 100, that was a big deal for me on that week. And then we traded sideways, stair step pattern. We broke lower, just kept on sinking. So I would say, Ray, if you got a put sale, just make sure you own some protective puts as well. Don't think this thing can't go lower, even though fundamentally it's pretty strong. All the deep water is just, it's getting beat up right now. All of them. So just play them safe as you can. They're not bouncing yet. The only real, well, I shouldn't say the only energy that's bouncing. There's a lot that have. But, yeah, the deep ocean drilling, not one of them.
Hasn't been this cheap since 1995.
Hasn't what?
Rig hasn't been this inexpensive until 95. You have to go that far back.
Yeah, 1995. That's, you got to go to a monthly chart.
I wonder if they've been growing at all since 95.
Yeah,
A
crazy,
few
right?
more ships probably, right?
Yeah, back in 1995 is when it was this price. I mean, that's huge. That's a big deal. So like I said, if people have owned the stock since then, they start seeing it drop below the lowest they've ever seen it, they're going to start worrying. So that's scary. I know. Scary. Okay. So Jill wanted to make fun of me and wanted me to look at Snapchat. So safe to say I lost an R on Snapchat, and I'm going to lose my bet on Snapchat. Don't know who's buying them, and I don't know why. So I had this pennant pattern breakout. Now, granted, I did say, here's the pennant pattern, and it's going to break out either bullish or bearish. And it was going to happen soon. And if it was going to break out bearish, I knew it was not going to be easy. If it broke out bearish, it's going to take its time and then go lower. I'm going to lose my wager. Thank you, Jill. Yeah, I was close. I'm going to lose my wager by 59 cents. So you guys will be the recipient of that terrible wager next week or the week after at some point. If we're looking at it now subjectively, how do we play it? We play it on a pullback. It's a big breakout candle. Buy the dip. Let it fill the gap entirely. Let it keep going. I mean, if the shorts are going to keep failing over and over, let's go. Yep, I came close. Ticker symbol PM, Philip Morris. Neil says, what's your thoughts on Philip Morris? I lost my shares today due to a 115 covered call that I forgot about. Hey, man. Good job getting called away for a really good gain. If I was looking at doing a put sale or getting your shares back, which I would do so. You don't want to let Philip Morris go. I would do a relatively aggressive put sale. 114 or 109 for July. Probably July, somewhere in this time frame would be the best location. Own it around that 110 July or August. Because again, you don't want to buy it here. You definitely want to buy it on a pullback if it's going to happen. But really, really good move. Good job making some coinage on that one, brother. Well done, well done. All right, folks, that's it for me today. That was an hour. Just happened. I will see you all on Tuesday. What would you like to look at on Tuesday? We got PANW, PI, BX, WDAY, Apple, Amazon, Google, Netflix, Snapchat, Facebook, Alibaba, Twitter, all those fun ones. Momo again, NTES, TTD, MULE, Procter & Gamble, INFN, Marvel, NT, NX, FireEye, TRVG, Trivago, and Macy's. Ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great weekend. Make sure to take a small second just to remember what this weekend is about, Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to those who have served, and thank you to those who have family members who have served and lost those, defending our country or the country that you hold most dear to your heart. It's a beautiful world out there, ladies and gentlemen. Life's about experiences. Life's about memories. Go make them. Have a great weekend. You're incredible. And until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. You're phenomenal people. I'll see you later.